Hey guys, what's up? It's Daniel with TrailerMountain.com, and today I'm testing and reviewing the Motorola Talkabout two-way radios from a company called OlympiaProducts.com. Here's their website right here. Make sure you check these guys out. Alright, so here you go. These are the Motorola Talkabout two-way radios. It says it has up to a 35-mile range, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get them out of the packaging and show you what you got. This is going to be a long video. There's a lot to cover. Okay, so first things first, here they are. Here are the two radios. And they're not the smallest radios, but you know what? These things are really nice. They fit well in the hand, and they even have a little LED flashlight built into the base here. I'll get to that in a minute. It does come with their own battery packs. It comes with two little battery packs. These are 3.6 volt, 1300 milliamp batteries, so not the strongest, but they will last a good while. Alright, so on the back side here, there's a little screw. Basically, you just unscrew that, and then this little cover will pop off. Just like that. Please remove. Okay. Okay, so just one of those. This came out of it. This is one of those little security little tabs so you don't steal it from the store. It's pretty ingenious that they would put it in there so you don't even see it in the packaging. Good job. And then what you do is you get your little battery pack here. Make sure you got the little plus side top here, and it snaps in. Got your little, keep your little thing right here so you're able to pull the battery out. Makes it a lot easier. Pop your cover back in place, close the screw, and then basically turn it on. It also comes with two little clips, and here they are right here. And what these do, basically you just get your little orange hole back here, and you get that little guy, and it just kind of pops in place, and it's a swivel. So there, and now you have a belt loop. You can put it on your shoulder strap, make it easy to get to. And what you do is you push down, and it releases that little guy right there. So if it's on there, you want to take it off, you just hit the little button, and you can take this guy right off, and then you can put it back on, and it's good to go. So there's a little flashlight built into the base here, and I don't know if you can see that, but right here is the flashlight button. Okay, so what you do, push that button, and it turns on. Now you got a little emergency flashlight. So the flashlight doesn't stay on, but you just push and hold it and it'll stay on. But if you let go, it'll shut off. Basically conserving battery life, so I like that feature. The wall charger that it comes with is just your standard, you know, Motorola wall charger, but it has twin plugs. So you can charge both of these radios at the same time from the one wall charger, which I really like. Wall charger, basically just take this little panel off right here on the side, and then boom, there's your micro USB. It's actually the same cable as the GoPro cable. So if you're using like a solar charger or you have a battery backup, use that same cable for your GoPro as for your radios. Really nice. So I just turned them on, and they're both on channel 1, as you can see. Yeah, on the side here you have two push to talk buttons. You have high and low. So just as an example, I'm gonna hold this one off, and then hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. So these radios have an IP54 rating for weather resistant. They are not submergible, they're not waterproof, but if you get them out in the rain or the snow, they're going to be fine. You're not going to have to worry about anything like that. Another thing too is that they're really comfortable in the hand, and partially because they have this soft outer molding right here, and it fits comfortable in the hand. It's tapered, so it fits nice, and you have your access to your buttons really easily. Another thing that I really like is that it has built-in Bluetooth, so you can actually pair a Bluetooth device to this, like a Bluetooth wireless headset, and then you can use these things hands-free. You just use the little thing on your Bluetooth earpiece, and you can, you communicate that way. Another great feature that's built into these is that it has NOAA weather alerts. So if you got bad inclement weather coming in on you that you normally wouldn't know, you're going to get an alert on this on your radio, and it's going to let you know that, hey, there's nasty weather coming, or you just got a slight storm, or there's big stuff coming. So really cool. I like that feature, and it's just, once again, it's that peace of mind that you have in the backcountry. The battery packs that are in here, they're an extended life battery, meaning that they're going to give you about 15 hours of usage in the backcountry or just regular around town. So not only do these radios have an SC filter, but they also have a 1 watt amplifier built in. So these things are going to be crystal clear for a pretty long range. These things are rated up to 35 miles under optimum conditions, of course. So these radios have 22 channels, 121 privacy codes, so that gives you about 2,662 combinations. So you could definitely use these things safely, and you don't have to worry about somebody else chiming in on you. Alright, so when you want to set the volume, there's this button right here. So what you do is you push and hold that for 3 seconds, and then you can turn your volume up or down, depending on how loud you actually want to have this thing set. So that's how you set the volume on the handset. Alright, so the 2 push to talk buttons on the side here, right? You have high and low. So if the person you're trying to communicate with is close by, you can use the low to conserve battery. If they're further away and you know you're going to need a little extra boost, hit the top one, which is high, and that'll boost the performance of the radio, so it'll send out your transmission a lot further. So the same button right here is your scan button, and what you can do is before you start transmitting, you can hit that, and what it'll do is it'll scan and check and see if there's anybody out there using the same frequency as you, so you can make sure that you don't interfere with their conversation. So the radio has 22 channels, okay? Channels 8 through 14 are FRS channels, which are Family Radio Service. All the other channels are GMRS, which is General Mobile Radio Service. Okay, so keep that in mind when using these. So I'm switching through the channels here, and I don't know if you can see that, but on the top, you can see the radio icon. And once I go to channel 8, it'll go to a smaller icon until I get past 14. Then it goes back to the stronger icon again. And then you just hit the menu button again to select the channel you want to stay on. And then now you're set. So you can also set an interference elimination code, and what that does is it's going to block transmissions for coming in from unknown sources. So what you do is, once again, you hit the menu button and then you hit it again, and the bottom number starts to flash. And now you can select that right there and just scroll through and find a code that works for you. You have 121 of different codes, so you can definitely select any of those interference codes, and then your radios will work just for the people that you want it to. So this way, once you set the interference code, you're not going to get any unwanted transmissions from people you don't know. Keep in mind that if you're communicating with someone that does not have an interference elimination code, you want to set the elimination code on your radio to 0 so you can communicate with them. Alright, so you also have 20 different transmitting call tones for these radios, and how you set this is you hit the menu button 3 times, and then it starts to flash the music icon. And then off. And then that's the one I usually keep it on. So you could also use this radio with hands-free, which is the iVox and the Vox feature. Alright, so once the iVox is set up on both radios, you have to have them both on the same channel. Without hitting the buttons, you could just start talking, and then it'll just start picking up your voice, and it'll transmit just like that on both of them. So this one will start doing it too. There it is right here. You can hear that. And I really like, that's a cool feature. Truly hands-free. Now if you had a Bluetooth device, you could use the Bluetooth device as well. But sometimes they get a little cumbersome if they're in the ear, or if you had just like a push-to-talk device, which I also have. Okay, so it also has a vibrating feature, and I'm going to turn my light down just so you can kind of, I don't know if you can see this, but we're going to get in here, and you get to where you can turn it on vibrate. And hang on. Right there. And you turn it on vibrate, and now it'll vibrate just in case you don't hear it. You know, you just hit the menu button, or you hit the PTT button, the push to talk button, and it'll actually save your setting. So now it'll vibrate. Cool thing about that is if you're in a high traffic area where it's very, very busy and very noisy, Or if you're at an amusement park and you have this and your kid has the other one, or if you want to communicate with one another and there's a lot of noise, you might not hear the radio going off, but you'll feel it because the vibration on this thing is pretty strong. So these radios also have noise filtering, and that's super useful in areas that have high radio traffic, like ski resorts, or if you're in an urban area and there's like an ambulance or a fire department or a hospital nearby and they're using a lot of radio, or police station, that kind of thing. I like that you can actually use this filter and it'll actually work with other Motorola radios, as long as it has that QT, that noise filtering icon, and the technology built into the radio, it'll work and it's compatible. So what you do is you hit the menu button 6 times, filter through the menu, and then you'll see QT on and off. I don't know if you can see that. When you hit the plus button, turns it on. And then now the QT noise filtering function is active. Okay, so there's an emergency alert button right on the top here. And what you do, basically, I'll keep this one like in my pocket here, just whatever, and then I'll push and hold this for 3 seconds, and the emergency alert, what that's going to do is it's going to raise the volume on the radio to the maximum setting, and it's going to put out a really loud alert to let people know that you're in trouble. If you slip, fall, break your leg, or you get wedged between a rock or something like that, you can still reach your radio, mind you. Or if you slip and fall, or whatever, you hit your head, you're in pain, your altitude sickness, or whatever. If you want to alert somebody that you can't see them anymore, use the emergency alert feature on the radio, and it sounds just like this. So cover your ears, turn your volume down, whatever you got to do, but it's going to be pretty loud. So you push and hold it for 3 seconds. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. And now, so it increases the volume, and you could actually use this thing to speak hands-free. Okay, so if you're in trouble, you can tell your other people in your group that have the other radio that you're in trouble, if you can't, touch the radio or anything like that. So, and then it automatically will shut off after it's finished. So, nice feature just in case you get into trouble. So after you get your radio all set up and you don't want to change any of the settings, what you do is you hit the menu button, you push and hold it, and then a little lock icon will appear. Right there. Now the radio is locked, so you can still turn it on and off. You could adjust the volume, you can send and receive your messages, but all your settings are saved, okay? So it's not going to change anything there. Alright, so there's also NOAA weather receiver built into this bad boy. So you can actually receive weather alerts from your radio, and NOAA broadcasts 24 hours a day, and they have radios all over the United States. So pretty cool that you can actually receive this. Now granted, service may be spotty. You may not be able to get NOAA radio service, but you might, and more than likely you will, just because they're so popular and there's radios all over. What you do is you hold the plus button for about 3 seconds. And you just push it again to turn it off. Okay, I'm using the Motorola Talkabout, and I'm on top of this big hill by my house. You can see downtown from up here, and my house is down there somewhere. So I'm communicating with my wife at the house. Can you hear me? Over. Yeah. Awesome. That's awesome. I could read you guys loud and clear. Awesome. Thank you so much for helping me. They work fine. So now we're going to link a Bluetooth device. I have the Motorola 1690 push-to-talk Bluetooth device, and we're going to hook this thing up to the radio, and I'm going to show you how that feature works. So this is also another Motorola device, but it has the same little mini USB cord plug that is compatible with GoPro, same exact one. So same charger that goes for these radios too, so that's really nice. And here's your little Bluetooth pod, right? So you have headphone plug, you also have your charging port, you have your button, and then you have your power button, which is right here. So what you do is you push and hold this until it flashes blue and red over and over and over again, and that puts it in pairing mode, and then you can pair it to one of the radios. And that's what we're going to do now. Okay, so what you do is you hit the menu button and you scroll through the menu, and it's the last setting until it actually lights up the Bluetooth icon, which is right there. I don't know if you can see that. And then you turn it on, and then you hit the push to talk button to select that. Okay, so what you do is after you turn Bluetooth on the radio, you push and hold the button on the pod, and then it's going to start flashing blue, and then it'll start flashing blue and red, and then that puts it in pairing mode, like that. So then what you do is you hit the minus button on the radio for 3 seconds. 3, and then now the Bluetooth button is flashing fast, and this will eventually pair. So now it's paired. You can see that they're both flashing slow. The radio will flash there, and then the pod there. I'm using the Sentey Expand Bluetooth headset, and so with this, it has this nice little boom mic right here, and when you use the Motorola pod right here, just as an extra, you can click this, and then you can talk into your, oops, that was super loud. So when you have this right here, you can kind of just leave this aside, use this as your button. Hello, 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 hello. So when you have a Bluetooth headset and you have it paired to the Motorola pod and to the Talkabout, so what's really cool is you can kind of leave this one in your pack, and the other one is with the other person in your group, and you push and hold your little pod right here, and you could start talking into your headset receiver, and it'll start coming across the other one. So you don't actually have to have the Motorola nearby. You could just use your Bluetooth earpiece and the button for the pod, rather, and then you can communicate with the other people in your group. So I did have a hard time getting the two items to pair up, the pod and the headset, to the Motorola Talkabout. But when I did get them to finally pair, which wasn't really that hard, it just took a while, but once I got it to pair, it totally remembers it, and every time I turned it on, it just automatically pairs right away. So pretty cool. Alright, so that's my review of the Motorola Talkabout two-way radios and the Motorola Bluetooth pod, and these are available on olympiaproducts.com. Here's their website right here. Make sure you check these guys out. These guys have a lot of cool, innovative gear. So if you like my review and found it informative, you want to get some of these for yourself, click on the link down in my description box below and make your purchase. When you do, it helps support my website, and I really appreciate all the help and support. Another way to help support Trail of Mountain is to click on the support button on my YouTube channel. You could donate any number of dollars, and what that's going to do is it's going to help me produce higher quality content to give back to you. Also, too, please like, share, and subscribe. Here's a subscribe button. Make sure you click on that. This way you stay up to date on the latest gear reviews that I'm working on. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below in my comment section. I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Thanks very much for tuning in to trailofmountain.com. Please keep checking back for more gear reviews and other outdoor-related hodgepodge. Take care, guys. Get outdoors.